Hi, my name is Cassten, professional hairstylist and author of my newest book, The Art of the Dump. Today, I'm going to be teaching you the ins and outs of bathroom etiquette so that someday you can be the MVP of the bathroom. Many people ask me, Cassten, just where did the regulations of bathroom etiquette come from? Well, it's quite simple. The first traces of restroom guidelines were found in the cave paintings of the ancient Mayans dating back to 3000 BC. These hieroglyphics were discovered by the French scientist John F. Eces. The pictures were roughly translated to, "No two adjacent trees shall be urinated on simultaneously." Mr. Eces then documented his findings into the Alpha Male Scroll. The scroll contained all of the untold rules of the restroom. However, some of these rules are not universal today, and that, my fellow men, is why I am here. The modern-day public men's restroom is known for the optimization of efficiency. We men pride ourselves on our ability to get in and get out of the bathroom in record time. Without this efficiency, the men's room would be called the women's room. In this video, I will show all of you how to have the most enjoyable and safe bathroom visit, all while keeping the system running at maximum efficiency. Now it's time for the first rule of men's bathroom etiquette. One of the most crucial points of using the men's restroom is urinal selection. The most basic rule is to maximize the distance between any two piers, which is plural for pier. So to best illustrate this technique, here are a few examples. The first step to urinal selection is to identify what type of urinal setup you're working with. The types of urinal setups are as follows: the hole-in-one, best buds, three-pointer, George Foreman, Five Guys, six-pack, and the hole-in-seven, otherwise known as a triple bogey. And we can't forget the trough. I will give no advice on the use of the trough. It is every man for himself. For today, let's stick to the triple bogey setup, commonly found in Prairie Heights High School. If you were the first person into the bathroom, the correct course of action is to take either urinal on the farthest ends. Urinal number 1, however, is reserved for this guy. Sorry, Quinn. Participant number 2 will then take his assigned urinal. The third victim of urinal selection has a decision to make. The possible urinals to be selected are urinal number 3 and urinal number 5. However, this decision isn't an important one, because either urinal selection will correctly allow a buffer urinal between any two piers. Our next contestant on The Price is Right
Come on down!
may choose urinal number 3 and only urinal number 3. The system is now running at maximum capacity. The next very unlucky victim is in what we call checkmate. No matter where he chooses to drain the main vein, he will not have the opportunity to utilize a buffer urinal. Travis here has a very important decision to make. I recommend conducting a very rigorous visual examination of the piers. First thing to examine is stance. Notice that the customer in urinal number 7 is lacking proper stance and may have poor control of the old fire hose. This type of person must be avoided at all costs. If you know the piers, then the next step of examination is to examine their name. If any one of the piers has 2 first names, then he must be avoided at all costs. So Charles Blake here must be avoided. If you're working with piers you don't know, then you must just pee beside the one you perceive as being the least aggressive. The final aspect of location in the bathroom is the location of your aim. I recommend aiming below this red line to reduce the possibility of backsplash occurring. Ricochet is a very serious issue in the bathroom and can be easily avoided by practicing proper stance and aim. We will now move on to the next group of public restroom guidelines. A general guideline to speaking in a public restroom full of strangers is to not to. However, if there are close acquaintances of yours in the bathroom with you, then speaking is allowed but is still not encouraged. If you do choose to talk with a friend in the bathroom, then you must abide by the 5-second rule, which simply states that the conversation is required to be under 5 seconds in total length.
How's it going?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Hey, did you play Minecraft? Yeah, man, that's the best.
I know. I played for 6 hours straight last night.
Me too.
What's the best thing you've ever built?
I built a house made out of dirt.
And it had redstone and TNT. It was really fun. It was probably the coolest thing you'll ever see.
Man, we should get together and play some Minecraft. Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Stay up all night, building stuff.
What if we built like
Amazing.
Now we move to eyes. While you are peeing, there's a simple code about where you look. You don't look left, you don't look right, you don't look up, and you don't look down. You look straight ahead. That's why there's sometimes those handy flyers directly at eye level. Now to the next rules of bathroom etiquette. Whether to flush or not is a dilemma that men face nearly every day. Well, from now on, it doesn't have to be a dilemma, because I will tell you the exact guidelines to follow when making this difficult decision. Sometimes toilets or urinals will flush automatically, so you don't even have to make a decision. However, when you're in complete control of the toilet's flushing action, when should you flush it? Well, it's quite simple. For urinals, flushing is completely optional. Whether you choose to flush or not to is completely acceptable. However, under a few circumstances, it is encouraged to flush the urinal. If the urinal color goes from Mountain Dew to root beer, you are now encouraged to flush that kidney juice down. Also, if the urinal begins to reek like asparagus, do all of your fellow species a favor and send that stinky mess down the pipes. When using the toilets, flushing is not optional. I repeat, not optional. No matter how proud you are of what your bowels created, it is in direct violation of the alpha male scroll to leave it to marinate inside that poor stall. Even if only bladder fluid was sent plunging into the toilet, it is still mandatory to flush it down. Now that you are completely relieved and feeling like a new man,
I feel like a new man.
It's time to wash your hands. If you are a customer of the urinals, a splash and go is recommended. Meaning, soap's not required. However, if you are a victim of the stall, soap is not optional. I repeat, soap is not optional. There is one more aspect of public restroom use to talk about. Whether you are dropping the kids off at the pool, taking the Browns to the Super Bowl, or backing the big brown motorhome out of the garage, sometimes you gotta dump. There is only one rule for dumping in a public restroom. Don't. Having to dump in a public restroom is usually a product of poor scheduling. Dumps should be scheduled to take place in the solitude of your own home bathroom. However, if you're in a situation and the prairie dog wants to come out and play, action must be taken immediately. The first step to stocking the pound of the brown trout is to check for sufficient toilet paper. Only then is it okay to start building a log cabin. We won't go too in depth about dispensing some soft serve. Just know that when you are done, the proper course of action is not to just come waltzing right out of the stall. First, you must check your surroundings by using either the shoe spotting method or the bird's eye poo method. Do not exit the stall until the bathroom is completely empty. And remember, washing your hands with soap is mandatory. Now that you have been enlightened of proper bathroom technique, you are now free to go out into the world and apply these rules into bathrooms all over the modern world. By following the techniques established by Dr. F. Eses, we can continue to have safe, enjoyable, and efficient bathroom visits. Thank you.